Hey, welcome back to Sunday Yoga Ritual. I've got the whiteboard behind me, so we're really going to get into it today. If you're just here for the movement and breath practice, you can take a look at the chapter earmarks and skip ahead to start there. Last week, I talked about being at the edge of my nervous system, but I didn't describe or define what that meant. So I want to get into that today. By the way, this is Sunday Yoga Ritual, where our aim is to regulate our nervous system. We show up to our yoga practice each week. We reset our nervous system so we can feel more resilient and at ease throughout the week. And over time, this becomes an anchor for our nervous system so that we can experience regulation. There's always going to be things that come into our life that throw us off. There's going to be triggers that we may see coming or may not. The more we experience our yoga practice, we begin to have self-discovery and we understand what those triggers or what those glimmers are that help us to feel more like ourselves or take us away from ourselves. But for today, I want to talk about the edge. If you have a piece of paper and pen, you're welcome to do this exercise with me. I'll be demonstrating on my whiteboard. I spend most of my time as a yoga therapist working one-on-one with clients. So this is a very personalized process and experience that I'll be offering here in this broader sense today. So grabbing my whiteboard, I want to talk about the window of tolerance that all of our nervous systems have. So we have capacity limits. We have limitations as humans. I'm sorry to tell you, when I found out I had limitations, I cried. I cried because I thought I could do it all. I can show up to all the things as I'm supposed to. And as I began to understand myself a little bit better, as I began to honor my limits, I realized that understanding what those limits are and how to get back to a regulated state is how we become more resilient and how life begins to feel a little more easeful. So if you have your paper and pen now, draw 2 horizontal lines across the page. Intuitively, I'll draw mine after, so I'm giving you some time to draw yours. So just 2 lines, one on top of the other with space in between. And it will look something like this. So when I talk about the edge of my nervous system, what I was talking about is this line up here. But I could very well have been talking about this line down here. And throughout the day, we all fluctuate. We're all moving within our capacity. And sometimes we reach over our capacity and we have to come down. And sometimes we stay over our capacity for quite some time and we drop down here because we're stimulated, we're overstimulated, we're overwhelmed, and then we crash, if you have ever felt that before. So here's a good indication of someone's nervous system. The top line represents our sympathetic nervous system. But yoga makes it simple for us. Yoga says this energy is called rajas, Rajas. Rajas is the energy of motivation. It's a movement. It's when it's in balance, we feel motivated. We get up and we start our day. We use that fire to work through our challenges and our creative processes. When Rajas is out of balance, that's when we experience the overwhelm, the overstimulation, aggression, anger, frustration, all the colors of anger. So this would be our trigger line. That's what we'll call it today. So our trigger line is up here. And down below at this bottom line, this would be our dorsal vagal or our parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest. But when we drop below, like we did down here in this crash, this is when things start to feel lethargic. They feel heavy, maybe like too much. And yoga calls this energy tamas. So 2 simple ways to remember your nervous system, rajas and tamas. Your motivated energy in balance, your aggression, overstimulation out of balance. tamas, your rest and digest, your relaxing states. We all need them, but also your crashes, your lethargy. The world's too much. It feels too much. I'm not getting out of bed. That's kind of my brand when I get down here. These two lines can vary throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout life. Yoga helps us to widen the lines. So when you return each week, you're working on growing your capacity. You're working on self-discovery. You're working on helping the energy in your body. When we are in this window of tolerance, yoga calls this sattva. And I'll write it down here for you. Sattva is our homeostasis hum. This is when things are humming along, things are working pretty well. The best descriptions I've ever heard of sattva is the time of day, the sunrise, and the sunset. These very peaceful moments of the day. And hopefully we all have moments throughout the day where we feel sattvic. So just giving you a little demonstration, of course, in a yoga therapy session or maybe on your own self-discovery, you can look into this a little deeper and understand where you're at. If you did draw this with me, take a look at your page. You intuitively drew your window of tolerance. You drew where your capacity is at. There's nothing good or bad about where your capacity is at. A big capacity doesn't make you a better person, sorry. And a small capacity doesn't make you a worse person or morally inept or something. It's just where we are. And again, this fluctuates. A couple weeks ago, I talked about fluctuations. And you could revisit that class. I'll link it below. So what we're going to talk about today is our edge. Okay, so I'll set this aside. And we can come into our yoga practice and feel into our edges. So find your comfortable seat, your Sukhasana. I'm so glad you're here with me. Close your eyes if it feels safe enough. And tune into your breath. Just as it is, no need to change it. No need to start evaluating if you're at your edge or below your capacity, above your capacity. Just to feel your breath moving through your body. Let your mind soak up a little bit more of your breath. I'll invite you to our arrival breath practice called Inhale Resistance. We'll be partially sealing off the valve of our nose, taking in a smooth, long inhale, releasing the hold, and sighing it all out. We'll do that 3 or 4 times depending on your breath cycle. So wherever you're at, take an inhale and just let it all out. We'll do the first one together. So bring your fingers to either side of your nose and just gently, partially seal. When you're ready, begin to inhale. What you might notice is your ribs expanding, your diaphragm lifting. When you reach the top of your inhale, you can release the hold and sigh it all out. Sigh your exhale out through your nose if possible, or you could sigh out through your mouth if that's more comfortable. Then begin again, 3 more times. Please don't try to inhale past your inhale edge, past your inhale capacity. Honor where your edge is at, knowing that it will change. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe a year from now. And let's just do one more. Let's come into Balasana, child's pose. If you have your blocks or blanket handy, that can be helpful. I'll place my blanket in front of me so I can rest my forehead on it. Big toes together is more comfortable for me, but your choice if you'd like to bring your knees together. Then begin to walk your hands forward as you sit your hips back. Tune into your sensations. Perhaps your breath moving through your body. Again, noticing your inhale edge, your inhale capacity. Breathe into your backside body. Reach your fingertips all the way out in front of you to your edge. No need to walk them beyond. There's no striving here that's necessary. Reach your fingers forward as you stretch your hips back and breathe through your fingertips. And exhale to your toes. Two more, just like that. And walk your hands closer to your body as you come up to a kneeling seat. You can kneel here, or you could sit on a blanket. You could sit on a block also. I'll come back around to face you. You could place blocks under your knees. That could be really supportive. And inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, twist to the right. Not beyond your edge. So we're not striving to twist all the way around, but reach a place where you feel enough of a stretch. Then begin to inhale to lengthen your spine and exhale to hug your belly button to your spine. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, twist to the left. Use your inhale to reach the crown of your head up to the ceiling. And your exhale to massage your internal organs as you tone your belly button to your spine. Come back around to center, look up, bring your palms together, interlock your fingers, and exhale down. Then inhale, push away and up. Exhale your hands out to the side, push out with the heel of your hands, and interlock your fingers behind the small of your back. Draw your knuckles down, chin down. Interlock your fingers in front of your body, flip your palms, inhale. Exhale. Two more times at your own pace. Notice if you have a tendency to rush. Notice the rajas energy inside you. See if you can slow it down just a little bit. Bring more tamas in. Place your hands over your knees. A little cat-cow. Inhale, arch your back, bring your chest forward and then up. And then exhale to arch your spine to the wall behind you and tuck your chin. Move through this at your own pace. This is an opportunity to notice what your own pace is and then make any adjustment that would help you be more within your window of tolerance. Let's just do one more. Come back to center. Pick up your right foot in your left hand and your right ankle in your right hand. Call this rock the baby. Begin to move your ankle and your knee from side to side. You might like to try some circling with your ankle in one direction and then the other. Return to side to complete this side. Set your right foot down, pick up your left. Begin gliding or rocking the baby. Go circle motions, one direction. The opposite direction. Tuning into how your body is responding. Rock the baby side to side. Then set your left foot down and reach your right foot out. Keep your left leg in. Let's use the block on the inside of our shin on any height. Just like our window of tolerance, there's no judgment on how high or what setting we need our block on. Turn your toes towards your nose and place your forearm on your block. From here, inhale, reach up and over with your left arm. We're not going to go past our capacity. We're not going to go past our edge. So find your edge. This is the part where your body begins to talk to you. And maybe even back off that just a little bit. If you'd like, you could bend your toes toward your nose. Keep a healthy bend in your knee. Breathe here. We'll hold this for a few breath cycles. As you marinate here, if your body begins to open up a little bit more, you could move into your new edge. Or again, we're not going to force or strive that edge so that we have to come back. And a good secret, a good tell, if you're past your edge, is your breath. If your breath becomes exasperated, you've gone too far. No judgment, just back off a little. Make an adjustment. How many people meet you where you are? Be the one who meets yourself where you are. Inhale, come back up. Release your arm down, and let's switch the cross of our legs. Place your block on the inside of your shin. When you're ready, place your forearm on the block. Inhale, right arm up and over. See if you can stay steady in your sitting bones. So your right sitting bone isn't tipping over to the left. And tune into your breathing. One more full breath here, please. Use your exhale to come back up. You can set your block and blanket aside. Come onto hands and knees. With your hips and knees stacked and your shoulders and wrists stacked, Spread your fingers wide. Take just a couple cat-cows. Inhale, lower, arch your lower back. Draw chest and chin forward. Exhale, push the floor away to arch your back and tuck your chin. 2 or 3 of these. Next time you come through cat, let that be your last one and come back to neutral. Tuck your toes, push back to down dog. Walk your dog, bend one knee and then the other. Option to swivel your hips from side to side. Then find stillness. Bend your knees generously. Draw your chest down towards the earth. Pick up your right foot and lift it towards the sky. 3-legged dog. We're headed for pigeon. So draw your right knee past your nose to place your right ankle near your left wrist. It's going to be different for everybody. So just find your edge. You might like to step your left leg back a little bit. Try to keep your hip bones facing forward and in one line, meaning one hip's not hiked up higher than the other. This is where a block can be really helpful underneath your right hip, your right sitting bone, or a blanket. Your body may be speaking to you through sensation now, and that's where we're going to tune in and listen. Where's our edge? So, as you feel ready, use your exhale and begin to lower down. You can lower onto a blanket or a bolster, onto your forearms or blocks. If you have a lot of flexibility, you may come all the way to the ground. Notice your edge and honor it. There's no need to push yourself past that. And if your breath becomes unsteady, you've gone too far. Either use support like props or modifications, or back off. There's so much wisdom in being able to say, no, not today. There's so much wisdom in being able to say, I don't have the capacity for that right now. See if you can get a little heavier, a little more relaxed, without straining or striving to do so. Plant your paws back on your mat so that you can walk yourself back up. Tuck your left toes under. And we're going to come out the way we came in. You may have a groan or some kind of release. Reach your right toes up to the ceiling and replace your right foot to the mat. Bend your knees. Draw your heart down. Inhale, left toes up and behind you, 3-legged dog. Then take your knee past your nose and your ankle towards your right wrist. Begin to lower. You might step your right foot back to create a little length. Again, both hip bones should be facing forward and in one line. One's not higher than the other. Feel into your sensations. Listen to your body here. And if you'd like, you could begin to walk yourself forward, or perhaps help yourself with a block under your hip. And let your body begin to get heavy and a little more relaxed. Nothing else to do here. Only to witness your experience. perhaps tend to your experience. And when you're at or close to your edge, how do you want to talk to yourself? How do you want to tend to yourself? Is it, oh no, not here again? How did I let this happen? Or perhaps it's, I'm human and other humans also get pushed to their edge. But I have a yoga practice and I know how to reset, to recalibrate. I know how to honor my body, my breath, and return to steadiness in my own time. Begin to plant your paws and walk them closer to your body. Step onto your right toes, and here we go. Maybe with a groan, kick your left leg back and down to down dog. Bend your knees, draw your heart down, and then lower your knees. Bring big toes together and push yourself back to child's pose, where we begin. You could use a block under your head, or if you didn't have a block today, you could stack 2 fists. No need to breathe a certain way here, but just to witness your body breathing you. We need not explore an edge just to explore another edge and another edge and another edge. But when we reach our edge, to find time and space to recalibrate, to change the pattern from pushing through, from go, 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 to pause, reset, fill your cup, as they say. Walk yourself back up to a kneeling position, and we'll kick our legs out in front of us and come into constructive rest. So lay on your back with your knees bent about hip distance apart. If you use a blanket in Savasana, you might bring that closer to you now, so you have it handy when we get there. With your knees bent, your foundation, your back, your shoulders, sacrum, hips. Lift your right foot towards the ceiling. You could support your right leg with your hands behind your hamstring. And here, breathe through your toes. As you inhale, reach the breath all the way up and through your toes. And back down to your heart. 2 more times. If your leg gets a little shaky, you could press down into your left foot to create a little more stability for your body and your mind. And hug your knee in towards your chest. Keep pressing down through your left foot. Replace your right foot to the mat. Pick up left. Support it with your hands. And breathe through your toes. Send the breath. This is with your imagination, with your mind. Breathe all the way through your toes. And back to your heart. On your next exhale, Guide your knee in towards your chest as you press down into your right foot. Hug your left knee. Let's bring the right knee in to meet the left and perhaps rock side to side. Reach your arms out to a T, or you could take cactus arms. Take an inhale at center. Then exhale, lower both knees to the right as you look to the left. Couple breath cycles here. Let your body begin to get heavy and more relaxed. Inhale back to center. Let your knees fall to the left with your exhale as you turn your head to the right. Inhale back up to center. Hug your knees. Draw your forehead towards your knees. Squeeze. And use an exhale to pour out into your Savasana. Grab your blanket or your eye pillow. And let your body spread out. Let's take palms face up today if that feels comfortable and safe enough for you. Of course, you always have a choice on what you want to do. This is your yoga practice. As we settle into our Shavasana, we'll sense into the boundaries, the edges of our body. With your eyes closed, bring your awareness to the top center of your head. And just using your felt sense, imagine drawing a line from the crown of your head to the nearest wall or piece of furniture that is in the direction above your head. And draw that back to the crown of your head. Just sensing the space between your head and the biggest piece of energetic furniture or wall. And bring your awareness to your left hip, your outer hip, and sense the space between your left hip and the wall or piece of furniture to your left and back. It doesn't have to be accurate. Turn your awareness to the bottom of your feet and perhaps drawing one line from each foot that connects, or however your mind makes this to be. Sense the space between the bottom of your feet and the wall or piece of furniture. Sense into your right outer hip and begin to sense the space from your right outer hip to the wall or piece of furniture to your right and back. Sense your whole body in space and time. Perhaps considering where you are in the room, in your house or apartment. Sense your dwelling space in your town or city. Your town or city, in your state or province. Sense yourself on the globe. And perhaps even zooming out to sense yourself on the earth in this universe. And if any of that takes you past your edge, drop the practice immediately. It is okay to drop what's not for you. Let your body get heavier into the earth. In our last moments of Savasana, witness your body breathing you. Nothing else to do, nowhere else to be, just for this practice. Please stay here as long as you can. And if you've reached the end of your practice today, I invite you to deepen your breath. Wiggle fingers and toes. Add a little more macro movement. You can circle wrists and ankles in one direction and then the other. If you've been here a while, you know I love a full body stretch. Reach my hands up and my toes down before bending my knees and rolling to one side. Again, this is your practice, so you're welcome to do this in any way that feels good for you. I do suggest rolling to one side and pausing before just getting up right away. Sometimes we can reach the end of our practice and it's like, okay, we're done. We did it. But let us take this peaceful feeling with us a little longer to give ourselves a body memory. We need not always move so fast, and we need not push ourselves past our edge, even if our edge is less for that day or that hour. Close your eyes, tune into your breath, tune into your body and your mind. I invite you to turn the corners of your mouth upward as you bring your hands to heart center with a gentle bow and smile towards your own heart. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. I hope it's been helpful, and I hope learning about the window of tolerance, if it was new for you, I hope that it was educational and insightful. And if it was a repeat or a return to this information, I hope that you learned something in a new way that you can use. Each week, we're tending to our window of tolerance. So thank you for being here. Next week, we will work into some more powerful postures. We're moving into the spring season, the kapha season. So we've been in the dry, cold winter. Our bodies have been in a state of hibernating, and we've done a lot of restorative yoga over the last few months. As we move into the spring, we want to add a little more active yoga, a little more powerful postures, a little bit more lymphatic drainage, so that we come out of the winter feeling revitalized. So we can slush off the residues of winter and prepare ourselves for what's to come in the spring and summer. Thanks for sharing your practice with me and your time and energy. I'll see you next time.